and welcome to Purple Hippo. And today we bring you a new video on what the U.S. Electoral College is and how it actually works. Before we start, subscribe to Purple Hippo and ring that bell icon to get regular updates on the latest videos we upload. With the presidential elections right around the corner, it would be great for you to know how the voting process actually works. You see, we have these things called the electoral colleges. We have heard about them through every election year, yet most of us still don't know what they are or what they actually do. Each state has a certain number of electors in it. Since 1938, this number has stood at 538. Why this exact number, you might ask? Well, the number is equal to the number of representatives in the House, plus the senators with the addition of 3 electors from Colombia. This, when added, gives you a total figure of 538 people. This number is what can make or break the presidential election. What needs to be done in order to win is to surpass the halfway mark for this specific number. Therefore, in order to win, one of the contenders for president needs to have or surpass the number of 270 electoral votes. It is important to note that individual states have higher numbers of electoral votes. The highest are California and Texas. They have 55 and 38 electoral votes respectively. You need to understand the role which the population plays in this entire process. The total population of a state decides how many electoral votes it is going to have. Therefore, the more densely populated a state is, the more votes it is going to have. Thus suggesting that California, Texas, Florida, and New York are some of the most densely populated states, as they have some of the highest numbers of electoral votes. How are these decided, you may wonder? It's simple. The census. There is a census every 10 years that reevaluates each state's population and therefore accounts for variable changes in the number of electoral votes. They can either increase or decrease depending on the census outcome, which is conducted every decade. Does this now put into perspective why candidates want to win over certain states more than the others? Certain states naturally have more electoral votes because of their population, so a candidate would definitely want to score states like California because it has the highest number of electoral votes. Some states have more weightage than others, so some candidates try to campaign harder and stronger in those states to get the majority opinion on their side. Oh, we almost forgot. How does one even get the electoral vote? Well, say you live in the state of Utah. If the majority of the people in that state vote Republican, then all the electoral votes of that state will go to the Republican candidate. It's basically a game of points, and the voting process is like a battle in each state. In order to win the battle, you need to have a larger number of votes. The more points you will get at the end. However, certain battleground states are more important, as we have been mentioning. They have more electoral votes, which means you can win in 10 smaller states but lose in Texas, thus leaving you with less electoral votes. So we assume you would have that one question which everyone else's does. Can you have the national majority votes but still lose the election? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. How is that possible though? Again, it comes back to those important states. You can have lesser votes national, but as long as you secure your 270 electoral votes, you're probably going to become the next president of the United States. Even if the majority of the country thinks you are the right candidate, certain states have more weightage than the opinion of several tens of states combined. Well, do you think this is fair? After all, it is based on the general population. Well, let us know what you think about this in the comments section below. It is important to note that some states are naturally more inclined to liberal or conservative ideologies. Therefore, they are more likely to have their Republican or Democrat opinions. These are called safe states. The parties can often count on these states as they have shown a pattern of preference for several election years. This means that they are less likely to campaign aggressively in these states because they are probably already in favor of them. However, there are several states which can swing both ways, aptly named the swing states. This means they may have either Republican or Democrat opinions, leaving them hanging in the balance. These states are super important because they could mean the difference between winning and losing an election for a particular candidate. Two of the most prominent swing states in recent times are Florida and Ohio. They have come to be known as fairly balanced in their opinion in the last 4 election years. One can argue that the system is biased against smaller states, which are sparsely populated and have fewer electoral votes. Alaska is geographically huge but is one of the least populated states in the country. How do states like these fare when you have elections? Are they even necessary? It may seem like it, but these states can play a major role in the election when it comes to a close call. The states with fewer electoral votes come into play and could make the difference between a win and a lose for a candidate. If you completely ignore the smaller states and find yourself trailing behind the elections despite having won some of the major states, you will soon regret your decision. The candidates need to make their presence felt in all the states so that there is a unanimous opinion throughout the country. Though some states are more important than others, sheer numbers never lie. The candidates need to do whatever they can to gain those 270 votes, whether they gain it from the little guys or the hard hitters. Really doesn't matter as long as they have the golden number or more at the end. Securing the safe states and tipping the swing states balance can mean the difference between being a presidential nominee and becoming the next president of the U.S. Now, do you see how important it is for everyone to vote? Your vote matters and can shift the balance of the entire country. Depending on which state you are in, your vote may have even more value than you initially thought. Therefore, make sure you, your loved ones, and your peers engage in your right to vote. Have a say in the running of your country and know the future of America rests in the hands of the voters, just like you and me. If you don't vote, you will probably regret it later when the candidate of your choosing loses out. What state do you live in? Do you know how many electoral votes your state holds? It would be interesting to find out where you and your state lie in the election's grand scheme. Big cities and little states play a significant role in how the state's electoral votes go. Are you a safe state or a swing state? What is the majority opinion in your neck of the woods this year? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching our entire video. We hope that you enjoyed our content and that you come back for more videos of ours. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Purple Hippo. Also, don't forget to ring that bell icon for more informative videos. See you in the next video.